Hello and welcome to ASI Insider. I'm Susan Sutton, editor of Adhesives and Sealants Industry, and I'm joined today by Bill Allmond, the president of the Adhesive and Sealant Council. Bill, hi. It's great to see you again.
Hi, Susan. Great to see you as well.
So the ASC is going to be holding your annual Convention and Expo in October near Orlando. It's going to be the first in-person event for the adhesive and sealant industry in quite some time. I'm sure you all are very excited to get the industry back together.
We are, Susan. It'll be about 2 years since we had the industry together when we finally meet in Orlando the last week in October. So we're really excited. We're hearing from a lot of our members that are really excited to be getting back together again. You know, there's been a lot of talk and a lot of concern, quite frankly, about the health and safety of our attendees. And we've been communicating a lot more frequently about what attendees can expect about health and safety when they come on site. So I know you and I may talk about that a little bit more in our interview, but I want to just start right up front by saying that ASC takes the safety and health of our attendees as our top priority. We take it very seriously. And I can share more about what we're doing along those lines when our attendees do arrive in Orlando for the convention.
Okay. Did you want to talk about any of the kind of general measures that are going to be in place?
Yeah, we were in Orlando at the host hotel, which is the Omni Orlando Resort at Champions Gate 2 weeks ago to meet with the hotel to get a better sense from their side what they're planning to do as a hotel chain to keep our attendees safe and how we can better collaborate together with ASC and the hotel to make sure that happens. And we talked a lot about social distancing, how meeting spaces will be designed to ensure that we're still able to network and talk to one another and learn from one another, but we're also able to do it safely. Our registration will be contactless. There'll be a QR code that attendees will use to print their badges so that we maintain that distance. And really from the moment attendees arrive at the hotel through the 2 to 3 days that they're on site and by the time we conclude, the experience will incorporate a lot of the health and safety protocols that we've been communicating. We will be heavily encouraging mask usage, hand sanitizer. There will be hand sanitizer masks available on site as well. And we'll also be, we've purchased these bracelets that attendees can wear, and they're green, they're yellow, and they're red. And based on the color that you're wearing, communicates and tells someone else your comfort level with how you want to network. Are you comfortable with high-fiving and shaking hands? Are you comfortable with maybe the elbow bump? Or are you comfortable with maintaining 6 feet? And so we hope that will give attendees a better feel for how to network with one another, what the comfort level is between attendees.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
it's a really helpful visual.
Right. We've seen other conferences do this as well and heard really good stories from their usage. So we'll be using that as well. But again, I want to emphasize that the health and safety is our top priority for all of our attendees. And we know people want to get back together. We want to provide that opportunity. We have a great opportunity this year to do that rather than wait another year or half year until we get back together again. But a lot more information is available on ascouncil.org under the convention tab. We have a lot more details about the health and safety guidelines and protocols that we'll be following for that event.
Okay, great. Sounds good. So let's dig in a little bit to some of the great content that the ASC always brings to these conventions. Can you talk about the technical sessions and maybe some of the keynotes?
Absolutely. Well, it's appropriate to talk about COVID and lessons learned and things that we're still learning as an industry and as a manufacturing industry as well, just in general. So we'll have a panel that will talk about some great lessons learned. We'll talk about the other big issue that our industry is focused on right now, and that's what's going on with the supply chain. We have a great session on some lessons learned on supply chain disruption, also solutions that companies can consider to help rectify and get ahead of some of the supply chain challenges. So that should be a really great session. We have disruptive technologies session that's always one of our most popular that we'll featuring again this year. And then our innovation award winners will talk about their innovation. They'll talk about some of the chemistries and some of the experiences that they went through their innovation and how they'll be applied through the industry. And we'll be talking about sustainability. That's certainly a hot topic for our industry, and we'll have some speakers that will share their knowledge and their products that address sustainability of adhesive and sealant technology. So, and of course, some of the general sessions that we normally have that focus on regulatory and circular economy, we'll have those featured as well. So yeah, we have another great lineup of technical sessions and great speakers that we have lined up for this year once again.
Sounds good. What are some of the expo and networking related opportunities that attendees will have the opportunity to enjoy?
Yeah, absolutely. The supplier community has really come out strong for the expo once again. This year, we had sold out our expo space, and we've expanded it now to meet demand because we had a waiting list that was going on. So very happy with the response from our supplier members and the supplier community supporting this event as they always do. We have nearly 80 exhibit booths that we've sold so far. We had to have a smaller expo this year because of COVID guidelines, but attendees can expect the leading suppliers to once again be back on hand in the ASC Expo. Networking opportunities throughout the week. You know, our original thinking with moving the convention to Florida was that we would be able to network some outside and not under one roof the entire time, and that's what we plan to do. We do plan to have some networking receptions and events outdoors during the week, so attendees can feel comfortable having being outside a little bit more often than we typically do, and not always underneath one roof. So I'm excited about those networking opportunities because that's what's really been missing. A lot of ability to network and talk with one another in person. Virtual has worked great, and it will continue to work great beyond COVID. We will certainly be using more of it, but I know there's always that in-person element that the industry craves and desires, and we'll be offering that again in Orlando.
Well, the fun isn't going to necessarily end after the convention and expo because the Executive Leadership Conference is going to be held for a couple of days after that. Can you share some details about that event?
Absolutely. Yeah, we thought it would be great to bring the two events together, the same location, the same week. If there were folks that stayed over for the convention that wanted to also attend the leadership conference, they'd be able to easily do that. And we have a great lineup again this year, 6 speakers focused all again on hot topics. Again, sustainability, that'll be another big topic that we'll be featuring. Marcello Bodrini, who's the president of the chemical segment and Kraton's chief sustainability officer, will be sharing how Kraton is addressing sustainability. We have Andy Tomatich, who's executive vice president at H.B. Fuller, who will be talking about the importance of customer value. We have speakers that will be talking about, again, a post-COVID world as we're emerging from and recovering from COVID. What are some of the things that we can expect just in general? He's a futurist that will be sharing his thoughts on what the world may look like and how we may work together after we finally recover from COVID. We have Arsenal Capital that will be talking about growth investment opportunities in the adhesive and sealant industry. We also have a speaker that will be talking about trade policy. Now that the world is interconnected, supply chains are interconnected, how does trade policy play a role in in supply chains and bringing the industry tighter together when there is a crisis like we've seen over the last several years? So we really have a great lineup with the Executive Leadership Conference. A big portion of the event, as you know, Susan, is networking as well. So we'll have an educational session each morning, and then we'll have an afternoon of getting together, networking with one another. We'll be doing our golf outing, and then getting back together at night for dinner. And once again, the same health and safety protocols do apply to the Executive Leadership Conference like they do for the convention. We'll be in the same hotel and working with our hotel partners to ensure that those health and safety protocols are being practiced throughout the week.
Well, it sounds great. Quite a lot of wonderful information, very timely too. It's going to be shared.
Yes.
It sounds like it's going to be wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Bill, for taking the time to chat with us today. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Susan. A pleasure. And stay safe, and I'll see you soon.
Sounds good. To learn more, please visit adhesivesmag.com and check out our coverage of these events. And don't forget to go to ascouncil.org to look at the safety guidelines as well as registration and additional details.